Greetings, y'all. It's your Peter Mata, and welcome back to another Golf Stories podcast. And guess who's back again? PGA Tour caddy Derell Aton joins me for episode 40. What's up, D?
Hey, first off, thank you for excusing me last week. I was down and out. No COVID. It just must be some flu or cold.
Yeah.
Because I tested a couple times and it was negative.
Mhm.
So I don't know what the difference is, but basically I just congested and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
all good. Didn't golf for not just because I was sick, but I've been busy hustling at Cypress Point. So I counted it. Golfed on Sunday. It was a total of 10 days.
Wow.
So for me, if you know me, I'm at least twice a week.
Yeah.
I think 2 is a good minimum for me for being on the golf course. So for 10 days was a lot for me, but it was amazing to be back. But other than that, good to be here. Episode 40. Let's do it.
Yeah, turning another page, man. I can't believe we're 40 and we're 3 or 4 weeks away from being done with the whole year. So
yeah,
this is wild. But yeah, man, good to hear you're back on your feet and you played a little golf. I didn't get any golf in actually this weekend.
So do you know your date count? Like, you know how many days? I mean, obviously I counted mine was 10.
Let's see. So we did 2 days, Saturday, Sunday last week when we went to Gulf Shores. So it's been about 10 days.
Okay.
So it's not too bad. I'm actually pretty hyped. Adam just told me some of the clubs are on the way here coming Thursday. So I'm looking forward to trying some of the
What's is all of them not getting there, or where's that?
Apparently some of the woods are delayed. I think he said the shafts, particularly with the woods, are a little backlogged.
Being too exotic over there.
Yeah, I know. I just I mean, how many people are doing extra stiff? But I guess Bryson needs his shafts,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, but I'm excited for that. Got the wedges, irons, and putter coming my way.
You get a putter? What putter do you get?
Yeah, I got the CA 70, I believe it's called. It's very similar to my Odyssey, same similar shape, and I putted with it at Edwin Watts, and I just like the feel. I like the nice soft feel off the face. So I guess we'll see. I mean, it's the least of my worries, but might as well do the whole bag while you're at it, right?
That's honestly that's very exciting. Again, knowing the gear's there, and again, shout out to Adam and his crew, but real MVP there.
Yeah,
you will definitely not regret it. So good work.
Looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to this investment in the game. I know my dad wants one of those TrackMan. I don't think we'll get a TrackMan. That's a bit expensive, but maybe a flight scope, something to measure the swing speed and everything. So to even more investment in the game to see where we at, might as well, right? Yeah.
Speaking of the game, I just bought today, believe it or not, just ordered me a new Bushnell.
There it is.
A new rangefinder today, and it's been a while. I bought one in 2017, but I don't really use that one as much. I use the same one that I bought in 2015. It's a big one. I think you've it's just been very good. It's vintage. It's sentimental value. But I figured, today it was time. And
it's time.
The other part is, being in golf, you have other offers of other companies. They're offering me their models and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, I've trusted Bushnell basically my whole career. And as much as the other companies, they gave some good offers to get theirs, I just had to. I do this for a living. Bushnell is what I trust, and I just got to stick with it. So
absolutely, man, you gotta go with what work. Look, I'm using Bushnell. I think it's over 10 years old. I haven't even thought of changing it because it's just been so solid.
Right,
hasn't been any need to change it. It's still one of those bulky ones too.
Yeah, so. I mean that's the one that. So it's going to be odd for me to switch to a nice little sleek one, and I'm going to be current. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, that's the latest upgrade in my world.
Yes, indeed, man. It's off season.
But yeah,
it's all good. It's off season for us as we have to start talking a little bit of our improvements in games or switching. I'm usually using Callaway, so I'm switching to Pink. the sponsorship switches just like the players do, you know.
Easily. Let's see. I mean, Pink won this weekend, but we'll get into that.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So this last weekend in PGA Tour, we actually I do want to start with a guy who was leading at 54 holes because he was a guy that was out of the game for a couple of years there as a mortgage officer, and then came back into it. Mr. Ben Griffin was contending there at the Bermuda Butterfield Bermuda Championship, and yeah, I mean, just shout out to him because it's really inspiring. I mean, he's a guy that pretty much gave up the competitive life and then came back in and almost won the darn thing. Came in third, a couple shots behind the real winner, Mr. Seamus Power, Edersman. But yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to Ben Griffin and see your thoughts on him and obviously Seamus Power with the W. Did you catch any of it?
Oh, I definitely did. I'm really close friends with Ben Griffin's caddy and Kevin Yu's caddy.
Yeah.
You know, we have a group chat, believe it or not, with us three and the other guy. He's caddying currently right now for CT Pan. He was caddying for Russell Henley.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a group chat between the four of us.
Ooh,
and obviously not being there, just kind of, wishing him luck. So I had really, I was paying attention Sunday very closely, believe it or not, because I would have been happy with either Ben Griffin or Kevin Yu winning because they're my good buddies. And off the record, they would have treated me to a nice dinner if any of them got it done. So it would have been great either way. Obviously, it didn't end the way they would have wanted, but T3s, both of them, still solid, and they're both good players, so they're going to still keep. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
So they're still going to be up there. They're not going to be just a one and done.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, I know Griffin is a rookie. I'm sure is you a rookie as well?
A rookie as well.
So look, that's huge. I mean, they didn't get the win, but they pretty much, you play solid golf, you're going to be in the playoffs. I mean, from here on in, you don't have to worry as much. You got your work in early, so to speak, and yeah, it was really cool to see. And I knew coming down the stretch, I saw that Griffin had a 1 or 2 shot lead going into the back nine, but I knew, at least this hole was coming, and there's just a lot of carnage possibilities. I know it's a short course at Port Royal Golf Course, but yeah, I mean, that caught up with them, few bogeys in a row, and then Seamus Power kind of pounced onto it. Patrick Rogers was up there, also tied third, and Thomas Dietrich ended up finishing second. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a lot of big names, but there were some new names and some blasts from the past. I see Aaron Badley was up there. Ben Crane shot his career low. So yeah, man, it was some competitive golf going on there. Any last thoughts as far as the competitors there and the contenders?
I think at the end of the day, like, it shows a lot about your game because it was windy the past couple of days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you have to have a lot of grit and grind it out, and it's cool to see for sure. Like I said, typically I don't pay too much attention. But when I do pay attention, but I was definitely a lot more closely to it when you have a couple buddies in
close
it.
to it, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But
have you been to Bermuda?
No, I haven't been. Okay. So that one, luckily now they've made it to a full field event because that event that was the half field for a while, and nobody would go over there because it's hard to get to, super far, and conditions, even the staying locations. But when push comes to shove, somebody has to win. This it's a regular field now, so you'll get the Masters, you get the PGA
invite.
So you get a lot of perks, so it's worth your while. And so obviously the field isn't as strong, so a lot of the guys are able to take advantage as well.
Yes, indeed. And yeah, Seamus Power, and I have to give him his flowers. I know I've been talking a lot of the contenders. Seamus Power is a guy I first remember seeing in the 2016 Olympics, and that was kind of a weaker field there, and I was like, who's this dude? That's a pretty cool name. And he had a solid game, and I was like, oh, okay. And sure enough, he's made his way up to the tour, and now it's his second win. I think his first one was at Barbasol, so he's got a thing for B championships. I don't know what to say, but 2 wins is no slouch for him. He's a good player. Ping.
It definitely is a good validation.
Yeah.
For that win. So definitely, again, he's a good player. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he made Tour Championship this year. Am I not mistaken?
He was close. Like, he had a really solid season.
So,
This has been coming along, you know.
Yeah, so he's definitely solid. And one of the wins that I know he's won on the Corn Ferry was at Victoria National, because I was there. That place is a beast. So I think anybody that can win at Victoria National, that game definitely travels in my book. Again, you got to get the confidence up, but from the track that I remember he definitely did his part, and he won it in the era where that golf course played harder. Now Victoria is a little bit later in the season because it's the final event, but that was played earlier in the year where that course played a lot tougher.
Firm and fast, I'd assume.
Correct.
Yeah.
Where like 5 under was winner at one point, I believe.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I mean, he's also a ping guy, and I do remember Adam saying that he gets his clubs checked pretty frequently. So that's pretty cool to name drop a few pods ago. And yeah, just kudos to him. I believe it's the first time back-to-back Irishmen have won. Your boy Rory winning the CJ Cup. I know you were proud. Any comments on that? I know you didn't get a chance to talk about the CJ Cup.
Again, definitely fits to his game. I didn't watch too much of the CJ Cup. I don't know what I was completely doing, but
probably some football, I'd guess.
Football for sure. And actually, it was the members weekend. Actually, one of the members weekends. Yeah, I think it was the member guest weekend. So for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I actually to name drop was caddying for the CEO of EA Sports.
Damn. So, okay.
With him for 3 days, trying to help him and trying not to get too much in the way, but definitely was on top of it there. And like I said, cool for Rory winning and back-to-back Irishmen, back-to-back.
Yeah, number one spot too. Rory's back to number one. So yes, indeed. Good stuff from the PGA Tour. So that's the Butterfield Bermuda Championship. How can you forget that name, Butterfield? So that's the PGA Tour last week. And also last week we had a little LIV Golf Championship at Trump Derell. Guess who won, Derell?
Tell me.
4 aces.
Of course.
Yes, indeed.
And well deservingly. I mean, they've taken advantage most of the events, and surprise.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I didn't catch too much of it. I caught a little bit here and there in some of the Instagram highlights, and I thought it was. I mean, I could tell at least the final day there's some intensity there, especially since all 4 scores count. It's like you can't hide anyone. So I thought it was definitely well deserved. I mean, Cameron Smith's team got their name, I think, Punch Golf Club, will finish 1 shot behind. So Pat Perez, people can shit on Pat Perez, but he did produce at least 1 shot to get him over the edge.
I seen a couple highlights, because I actually watched a little bit of it. There was one where I watched it live. Pat stuck on a par 3, stuck it close, and the team was talking about what club to hit, and it was cool to see that part. And like I said, I just like watching good golf. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's tough, because if you're a golf fan, regarding of what side you are or not side, or if there is sides, Dustin Johnson is a top 10 golfer in the world, and for him to not get any points, it's crazy, or just not have some sort of situation where he is still a top 10. I don't know where he is officially now, but he definitely is a top 10 golfer.
Yeah, well, he's at least top 10 earner. That's for
right. For sure.
Making $16 million from the team, and then something like $4 million, I think, from the individual winner. Just this tournament. So yeah, pretty ridiculous. I mean, well deserved, as you said. I mean, he's been playing great. Patrick Reed made a good clutch putt there. Some of the interesting things, I saw Bryson against Louis Oosthuizen on the trying to advance.
I was watching that live as well.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, it was definitely a good one.
Yeah, so I mean, people can hate on it. I really actually thought the format of it was pretty intriguing. Like, that's a pretty legit way to do a playoff team golf. So
and again, for me, I don't like it because I don't hit the ball as far, but the 18th hole is very fascinating, because again, right over the left, Oosthuizen has to favor. I'm more of the Oosthuizen type of player, so definitely was watching how surgical he gets when he bail right, not bail, but has to play right.
Yeah.
And Bryce just airmail it.
Yeah. I mean, and that course is a beast, and
it's always been a beast. Blue Monster.
Always been a beast, and even with the facelift, gave it an extra juice back in the mid 2010s there. So it's cool to see the course again. I know they've been moved away for quite some time, so it was good golf, and eight events I believe this season, and 14 coming next season with LIV. Any last thoughts on the season, reflection, or what you would like to see next year?
I think for what they've produced, I think it's probably a little bit better than they've expected, and I think it actually might get better because the trial and error. We'll see how it goes. I will say, rumor mill, there's 1 or 2 guys supposedly jumping that are big names from rumor mill and my circle and circles like that. I don't know who. Trust me, if I'd be all about it. But that's just rumor mill. I could be wrong. But
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see how it goes and how things shape up.
Yeah, things do change, but yeah, I mean, I agree. I think this was a pretty successful year for them, and I don't think they even thought they would get all these names to their league, and getting 14 events now, and probably going to get 1 or 2, maybe 3. Who knows how many other stars they might get? So I think it's success. I'd like to see the coverage get a little bit better. I think.
I think once they get some sort of TV deal, it'll definitely ease things on their end. Because again, I know obviously I can just on my TV, for example, it's annoying to go on YouTube and have to search it. It's just that extra effort is just draws me away. But on your phone, it's easy. Yeah, the phone part's easy, but just the TV part, it's just a little bit extra that draws me away.
You're making it harder for eyeballs to get on your stuff,
right?
So, if they get that and improve the coverage in general,
And I'm I'm a golfer, right? Yeah. How much more for the average person? So
right, yeah, exactly. For people who just want to just know what's going on, be able to flip the channel and get on. I'm interested to see what they have to offer next year, and hopefully keeps on improving. I enjoy good golf, so at the end of the day, if that's what they're offering, then I'm all for it. Any last things about the last week LIV or PGA Tour, anything like that before we
let's shift over.
Let's do it to it. We are going to shift over to the Worldwide Technology Championship at Mayakoba. It's a mouthful name. It used to be called the Mayakoba Golf Classic, but we're in Mexico, in this beautiful resort course of let me get this right, El Camaleon Golf Club. I can't pronounce it, but just a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? Look how nice it looks. And this used to be kind of an alternate field event way back when.
Right. It's definitely rose, and it's definitely been more attractive now.
Yeah, for sure.
Field's definitely getting stronger. Purses normally getting bigger, but yeah, it used to be that alternate field event. Only because again, one of my buddies that caddies now for Kevin Yu won with John Huh there.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if 6 or 7 hole playoff that they had, something like
Robert Allenby.
yeah. You're wow. Look at you. Look at you in your college.
Just because of my pick. So just a little spoiler. But yeah, man, I mean, it's a beautiful looking course, and the field's gone better. Then it went to the fall after being an alternate field event, and then now it's the wraparound season. Has really kind of opened the eyes for all the players to kind of come and see it, start their season off at a nice place, bring the kids out. I mean, look, you got the beach right next to. I remember last year, I think Ortiz and Answer were playing on the beach right after playing golf. So
right. Were they playing like soccer or something? I think?
Yeah, something like that. So they were on a playcation. They were doing business and pleasure. So hey, it's a place where you can kind of get your relax on, but also try to get the season started off right. So I think it's pretty cool. I enjoyed this course. It looks very tough. Looks like one of those courses where there's water everywhere and everything like that. but pretty forgiving in general if you think about it. There's probably 50 yards of room probably to land your ball. But usually the winners here, it's kind of a mixed bag. Victor Hovland has gone back to back here,
which is impressive.
Yeah, and he's got an all around good game other than the short game. We'll address it eventually. I know you will, Victor, but really good all around game, ball striker. And then you got a bunch of guys who aren't the longest. Fred Fung, Brian Gay, Mark Wilson, Brendan Todd. Not the longest guys, but got the job done here. I know you said before we got on that you've never been here, Derell.
No, I've never been lucky to go there. I've seen plenty of pictures like that one hole where it has that big hole in the middle of the fair. So obviously, with the guys that I know, they're obviously taking pictures of that, and you obviously see it on Instagram and Snapchat and all that stuff. So no, but what I do know is you got to hit the fairway. It's fairly forgiving, but if you do miss the fairway, you definitely are in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely what I do know. So again, like a guy like John Huh and Victor Hovland, ball striker type of guys, and especially when you're in the fairway, you can kind of take advantage and go at pins.
Yep, I think that's a perfect way to say is that it's 50 yards of room, but it's not rough left and right. It's water and trees left and right. So it's you got to definitely golf your ball. There's not very forgiving if you're offline. But it's a short course. It's 70,000 yards. It's par 71 they play it as. And we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. Got a good field here. Got a lot of big names in the field. What do you think? You think we're ready to get into the picks? I know you're not going to get into the pick.
Let's see what you got for me this week. Let's go. Let's see let's see who your first pick is.
All right, Mr. Dark Horse, DH. Kind of spoiler alert this earlier. Mr. John Huh.
I mean, John Huh is a great pick. Again, a guy that hits a lot of fairways. And again, I think the beauty with him is he has a great short game.
Mm-hmm.
His chipping, I'll be honest with you, is probably one of top 5 that I've seen. It's very elite when it comes to chipping with that guy. And again, when you're missing, what's the best medicine of missing greens is being a good chipper.
Yep.
So great pick there. Love that.
Indeed. He won here 10 years ago. His first and only win against Robert Allen. And that parlayed him, I believe, to the Tour Championship. And I think he got Rookie of the Year that year.
Did get Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. So John Huh, he kind of disappeared there for a little bit, but he's back at it this past couple of years and has been playing well. I know he was 59 watch at Zozo, and this entire last season was just a solid year for him to kind of make it back to some relevancy on the tour. And yeah, I don't think he's the longest guy, but very consistent and hey, good vibes here. So let's go. The guy's trending well. He's 160 to 1. So that's major.
Who's that dark or that contender? See, I'm gone for over a week and I don't even know the order anymore.
I know. What you doing, dog? That's why you got to stay with it. But my contender pick is a guy who did finish well last week, who I did name drop but didn't pick him. He's a talented player but hasn't gotten it done in the PGA Tour. A lot of wins in college, Mr. Patrick Rogers.
God.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of random. He hasn't played particularly well here, but I think I'm just going to go that he's trending well, and I like his game. So there it is.
Patrick Rogers is a guy that, again, he's relevant, but he's not relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he goes away, but you're like, we know he's good, but he still hasn't got the door. So that's, again, he's college golf. I mean, he is just elite.
Yeah.
Not only from his record, from where he went to, like, again, you just assume a guy like him comes to the PGA Tour and floodgates just open. But something I couldn't tell you because I've been in rounds with him. I couldn't tell you I couldn't pinpoint what it is specifically. But again, I'm on board with you. I like his game a lot.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's not finishing, basically not getting that extra oomph that you need. Hey, he's got a second place in the fall against Charles Howell III way back when. I don't know him, and then like you got guys like Bo Hosser, Maverick McNeely, all kind of in that general great college players, but haven't really broke through. So I don't know exactly what extra little salt they need to pour on their stuff, but I don't know. Maybe it's this week. Maybe he's trending well, and like I said, plays well in the fall. Just go for it, Pat. Man, when you're in contention, just go for it. So
Love it.
yeah, so he's 50 to 1, by the way. And for my winner pick, another college stud who's been playing really well these past couple of years, but hasn't gotten a win. He's kind of got lost in his shuffle with these young players. But Mr. Aaron Wise.
Aaron Wise, again, another great guy. Again, proven winner though.
Yeah, gotta win.
But just again, definitely love that.
Yeah, he's 20 to 1. I think it's another rookie of the year. So I got two rookie of the year guys up there. So he won back in Byron Nelson. I want to say 2018 or 2019. I think 2019. My golf knowledge is failing.
I was there for that. So
yeah. So yeah, he's a good player. He's been playing great since going to the little broomstick. Very consistent. He's, like I said, been lost in the shuffle because he's the same age as me. He's same age as Sam Burns, as Collin Morikawa, Hovland. All these guys have kind of passed him up, so to speak, but he's been consistent and he's got to win. So I think it's time for him to kind of step up and get that, that validating wins. Like, I'm here. Yeah. He made it to the top 30, which now I actually gets you 2-year exemption. So you can maybe play with a little freedom. And he's kind of favored here. He's 20 to 1. So Aaron Wise, man.
Love it. Let's see it this week.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, lots of good names up there. It was tough to choose. Scotty Scheffler back in action. He's the favorite with Victor Hovland trying to go for that three-peat. Tony Finau, Collin Morikawa, Billy Horschel all in the field as well. Tony Finau plays usually well here, so I would give him a little name drop. And Jason Day. I was eyeing Jason Day. He's 34 to 1. He's been playing some solid golf lately. So yeah, I mean, there's some good names up there, and I'd be on the lookout for any of them. But yeah, those are my picks. Any visits to Mexico or any memories of this tournament that you've been watching or anything like that?
Like the memory that I remember before I even knew him was that 7 hole playoff. I remember. Again, who would have thought that I would have been friends with his caddy and even know John? Like, again, I was in college at the time still. Yeah. So definitely that one stands out the most for me in regards to that. As for me, I'll be at Houston next week.
Yeah.
And my boy got a sponsor exemption because the field next week is very strong as well. It'll probably, besides like big events, I think Houston will probably be the strongest field for the fall series. Obviously, CJ Cup or
Zozo.
For regular event, I think next week it's looking pretty good because I just took a quick little peek. Scheffler will be playing Burns. So and a guy like my buddy that's caddying for Kevin Yu, they're not in the field. They're like 10 or 11 out. Mm-hmm. So that goes to show because they've got it in most of the events that they should get in from a
regular tour point.
So we're lucky to be able to get a spot next week, and I'll be on the road for the last two.
Yes,
so
indeed.
That's exciting on my end.
Yeah, Chris Stroud, he's a Houston boy, I believe, so that's probably a big reason why.
Yeah, give the local guy some love. So love it.
Yeah. Hey, I'll be there on Saturday with the
Are you coming out?
Yeah, we're just gonna take a little weekend trip there. So yeah, we're gonna go out there, and I haven't been to Memorial Park. I've been to the Redstone when they had the tournament there.
Great. Well, like I said, we'll try to do our part to
meet up.
To get there.
Yeah, I'll give you some DAP when you make the cut. I would love that.
Sure. Perfect.
Yeah. So looking forward to that. And yeah, John Huh, speaking of, always been a very likable player, and it's pretty cool that you know him. I remember people calling him Johnny Question Mark back where we played.
Always.
Yeah, so very, very cool dude, and very cool that you know him. But yeah, man, looking forward to next week. Looking forward to this week with Mexico and this beautiful golf course behind me. So yeah, any last things, Derell, before we exit?
All good on my end. Looking forward to it, and we'll get after it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Great to have you back. Hopefully you stay well for these next few weeks so you can get your travel in and get your play time in. But yeah, folks below, please comment. Audience members, don't be shy. Whatever it is, your thoughts on LIV, your thoughts on the PGA Tour, your thoughts on this tournament right here, let us know. We're all ears and would love to hear it. So with that being said, please like, subscribe, and comment below. You know your words mean something to us.